No, it's not Ghostbusters. We got a different Rick Moranis movie today on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and it is Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Um, this is the third movie in the series. Came out in 1997 after Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid in 1989 and 1992, respectively. Yeah, this is, and what I'm saying is, with Ghostbusters, with Rick Moranis is still in the series. The talk is that after he finished with these, he kind of retired and felt, I guess, he didn't have to do any more movies. He's done a few things here and there and come out of retirement for a charity event, I think, with SCTV up in Canada. But beyond that, I'm telling you nothing about this movie. Yes, Rick Moranis is back playing Walter Selinsky, and yeah, his brother and him decide they're gonna go see the shuttle landing or something locally. They got tickets for it apparently, while the wives head out to a ladies' weekend retreat, leaving the kids on their own. Well, a lot of things get confused, and the guys end up shrinking themselves by accident. And when the women realize, oh, we forgot something, they come back and they get shrunk as well. So all the adults are shrunk. The kids are on a very loose leash at this point, thinking their parents are. They knew the moms would be gone, but they didn't know where the dads went to. So they figured, hey, here's a bunch of money that they gave us. And by the way, yeah, Dad gave them $10 to get out of the house, just for some reason. And apparently, by the time they came back with a grocery store full of food. I realize this is 1997, but I don't think $10 buys you like 50 bags of chips. And then once they have them in the house, they just start throwing them at each other. They start throwing bags of food at each other for no reason because parents are gone. That's what you do. I don't know. Yeah. So that's beside the point. But yeah, so the parents are all shrunk, and they have to traverse the entire house to get back to a way to communicate with their kids. Meanwhile, the kids, they have one son, Walter, because that's the one they blew up when he was a baby. Not explosion; they made him big. Um, his brother and his wife have a son and a daughter, about the same age. The girl's a little bit older. Girl is also played by, interestingly enough, Allison Mack. Long before, I imagine, hopefully long before she became a recruiter for a sex cult and went to jail for it. So, yeah, long before Smallville too, because she's barely like 13 here. So, yeah. Speaking also, she decided to throw a party, and she has her girlfriends come over, and there's a slightly smaller Mila Kunis as one of her friends, Jill. I don't recognize any of the other kids, but it's kind of funny to see Mila Kunis at just under 4 feet instead of just over 4 feet in a movie. So, yes, Meg Griffin in an early role, and Jackie from that 70s show. Anyway, yeah, so it's a lot of green screen, a lot of I don't know, just made large versions of not microscopic things, but small things like a wicker chair that they have to all climb up. They had to create a wicker chair. They had to recreate the inside of a stereo that that comes into play in the story at some point. They had to do all sorts of things in order to get around the house and then try to communicate with their kids as they observe their kids in private. At one point, the two boys pull out a magazine out of a drawer, and the dads, all the parents see them. Oh, check that out! They can't see what the magazine is, but they can tell. And considering this is Disney, were they ever going to show the magazine? Well, they do, and turns out that it's not porn, is what you expect. The kid likes baseball, despite his father being a nerdy scientist. So it's a Sports Illustrated for kids. Yeah, not even the swimsuit issue. It's about sports sports. So, yay. There's that weird tension that you're like, you know what? If you're shrinking and observing your kids from a distance and they don't know it, would they just do gross kid things constantly when you're not around? Kids kind of do that, but in this movie, not so much. So the lesson is that they learn to trust the kids, because the kids do some, even though they have a party and they build a chili volcano in the kitchen with hot dog people. Seriously, if you haven't seen this movie, you've never truly seen what a hot dog volcano can do to a chili volcano can do to hot dog people. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we get that. So yeah, it's not like, the greatest movie in the world, of course, but it's fun. It's fun family film, of course, because it's Disney, and I think it's good for parents and kids to watch together. Kids on their own, if you feel a little bit of nostalgia, you as an adult can appreciate it too. So, yeah, if you like Rick Moranis, you like all the other people I mentioned, you should be able to enjoy this. It's the last in the series officially, I think, in the official series, because I think they made a bunch of TV spin-offs and things like that, but for the most part, from the films, this, I think, is the end of the Shrunken trilogy. By the way, did you notice that two of our episodes here in a row involved shrinking? The one before this was Ant-Man. I just realized that. That's kind of weird. I wonder what we're going to get next. Let's find out. Here we go. Generate. 69. Alright, 69. Not gonna get creepy with it. Alright. Oh, we got a short. And it's a really popular one. From Pixar. It's Boundin'. If you know what Boundin' is, it's time to revisit it. If you don't know what it is, it's time to check it out. It's one of the more popular classic shorts from Pixar. So we'll see you back here tomorrow. It shouldn't take you too long to watch it. Probably about 5, 6, 7 minutes long. So see you then. Bye.